Pickaxe.
You're listening to the Video Game Outsiders podcast, live since 2005.
So, John, thank you for subbing DJ Slanky. Some big news on the show today.
Nintendo, I know, it's happening.
It's happening tomorrow.
I'm going to wet
but by
my
the time
bed
you
tonight.
guys hear this episode, we're going to have a special episode out shortly covering all the Switch 2 news. But as for tonight...
The Alarmo is going to wake me up. I'll have to change because I'll be soiled.
Ew.
And I'm going to...
Right. That's right.
And I'm going to run to the computer, Michelle, and we're going to do a special show tomorrow.
We're not.
But there's other...
I'll do it when I wake up, which is not at 6 a.m. So let's not spend the start of this show arguing over the event tomorrow, which will have already happened by the time
there's other stuff
people
going on.
listen to this.
We've been talking about this Ubisoft shit forever.
Yeah, we've kind of predicted that this was going to happen, and now it seems like it did. They have formed a new subsidiary with Tencent, valued at $4.3 billion, exceeds the current value of Ubisoft. Tencent investing a 25% stake overall. It's so they can be agile and ambitious.
Or good.
Yeah. Includes IPs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six, etc.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's the most important thing because we've been talking about for the last how many years how they're letting like all these Tom Clancy things die, all these big IPs, and they're just doing Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs. Is this it? Are we finally going to get like good Rainbow Six games that are like relevant and current? I know you love it, Siege, but
yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's doom and gloom for Ubisoft. There's like two camps. I'm on the other side where I feel like, you know what, I feel a little bit better about it. Like, because for me, Ubisoft can only get better. I mean, their properties are kind of like just meh for me. We've got people that love all the Assassin's Creed games and everything, and they've been loving Ubisoft just as much as we did 15, 20 years ago, John. But you and I, we've kind of lost the love for Ubisoft recently. So I feel like if anything, maybe Tencent can do something with these other IPs. I want to see Splinter Cell again. I want to see some of this stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. And we'll probably get into it more in the news. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening out there. And Tencent
what does this mean, though? So Tencent's taking over all these properties. Is that what's happening, right?
Yeah.
They're the publisher, developer, I guess, and they own a piece of the pie.
Yep.
And they're going to be doing like
but the
Rainbow
new thing
Six
is valued
and Far
at more
Cry.
than Ubisoft overall. So it's sort of confusing as to what they're going to do with it and what that really means.
And Ubisoft, their stock has fallen double digits since this deal with Tencent.
Interesting. See, for me, I'm thinking the future looks good. I mean, Tencent wants to make money, and they know how to make money even in the Western markets.
So Tencent buys a percentage of Ubisoft, right? Their stock falls double digits. Now they're even more vulnerable. Tencent can start gobbling up the rest of the stock as they've diluted.
That's the plan. They're playing the long game. Yeah.
I mean, the stock got diluted. I mean, Tencent is obviously one of the biggest, if not the biggest, publisher on the planet. Mm-hmm. So I think this is good.
I mean, look, I'm a Path of Exile player. I think they purchased Grinding Gear and nothing bad happened. I mean, they have a separate launcher for China and the West, and they haven't monetized us in any way. They monetize the Chinese launcher differently. I think that Tencent knows how to make money in our markets, and they want to. You know, when we talked to Georgia Gang on that special East-West podcast that we did with her, she was saying that the Chinese markets wanted to expand and take over, you know, outside of mobile. They want to move to PC. They want to move to console. So Ubisoft makes a lot of sense for them to do that. I mean, like, and I think that we're kind of in okay hands because if they hurt us, if they hurt the properties, they're hurting themselves. They want to make money at the end of the day. And Ubisoft's, whether you like their games or not, honestly, they weren't commercial successes. They weren't making enough money. Okay. So even if you thought they were good games and you liked them, they really weren't successful.
Okay. Let me be a devil's advocate here because, every time we play a Tencent game, it always gets bad reviews because of their anti-cheat stuff, right?
Yep.
A lot of times, right? Nobody wants that shit. Tencent potentially involved with Chinese military stuff, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like, is this going to have that kind of stank? Or
no, I think you're living in another time because Tencent owns a piece of everything from Epic to...
I understand, but like Delta Force, which is a game I love, has Tencent's anti-cheat in it. And people were losing their mind about that.
Yeah, I feel like people are losing their mind, but for me personally with Ubisoft, I look at it as only being more positive. And you may feel differently. You may feel concerned if you're, a hardcore Ubi fan, but for me, they're coming in to kind of save the day. Look, Ubisoft is doing this willingly, okay? They're not, nobody forced them to do this, okay? So the people at the company wanted to do this for a reason, and so hopefully things will change. So ESP says, why are we doing the news first? We're not doing the news first. We're just talking about one of the popular topics from the week. Yeah, and now we're going to get into what we've been playing, because a lot of big stuff we've been playing. We've got a lot of big games to talk about tonight, like Khazan and inZOI and Schedule 1 and just even more shit, John, because I know you've been busy. You said you've been doing a lot of gaming. So
I have.
We are live right now, though, on twitch.tv/John and Michelle. We do it every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. If you miss it, you can listen anywhere podcasts are, as well as in our Discord, where we're giving away first Berserker Khazan from CD Keys. And it's a great game. I want to talk about it tonight. So enter to win. You can also get our extra shows there, weekly bonus shows, our 20-year back catalog. Check out all that information on videogameoutsiders.com. What else? Anything you want to get off your chest before we do this solo show? Our third host had an issue tonight, so it's just John and I, but I think it's going to be fine.
I'm super excited about tomorrow with the Switch 2. I'm ready to pre-order it if I can.
Okay.
And we'll talk about some rumors later in the show.
Okay.
But I think this is going to be a big deal. I really do.
Well, I mean, of course it's going to be a big deal. It's the next Nintendo console. But
I know, but I think everyone's going to want this thing.
I mean, I feel like, why do you want this when you already have a Switch, unless they launch with a game that you want? But at least it's backwards compatible, right? So we'll find out all that tomorrow, and we'll cover this.
Well, that's a good point, though, because if the screen's not better, right, what am I really getting by playing old games on it?
Exactly.
Potentially some higher frame rates. Mm-hmm. I would say that's But I do play my Switch docked mostly, unless I'm on a plane or a beach, and I'm more likely to not be on one of those things. So I usually play on my TV or my deck, and
I've been
do
hearing
dock
that
it
from people. I don't care if it's OLED or not, because I play docked, not handheld. But I think the majority of Switch gamers, I think, kind of play handheld. I think that's
I think the younger ones, I think like my daughters for sure, like they don't ever dock that thing.
Yep. All right, well, let's get into the games, then we'll get more into all that stuff later. So I do want to talk about first Berserker Khazan, and I know we did a little roundtable with this game a few shows back with O'Malley, and it was really good. He had a lot of good information on it too, so you can check that out if you want to know more.
Tell me what's going on.
But look, this game, to me, it is probably... It's not FromSoft, but it is definitely a great Souls-like, and it's getting very well received as sort of a hybrid between like Nioh meets Sekiro, because Nioh, for me personally, because of like the builds and the gear that you can do, and Sekiro, which I didn't play much of, but apparently like the act of like peppering in combat moves in between deflections, like it has the combat flow of Sekiro, which makes me want to kind of take another look at it. But look, I'm not hardcore into Souls games. I kind of prefer to watch them more than play them.
Is it super linear?
Yeah, it's a bit linear. You do return back to certain maps. You don't get free like open world stuff going on here, but it's designed in a way where I really do like the world design, and I'm excited right now to mess around in the skill tree more, because I realize you can freely change specs at any time. Like, you're not just swapping different weapons, but you can change like your spec with the weapons at any time. They don't lock you into like, oh, I just made a mistake, so you can play around with the combat and have fun. And I just think that this is great to see like another new IP that definitely isn't going anywhere now. Like, it's been very popular. It's been very well received. And it's just I love the
artwork style. I mean, when I played that demo too, like we talked about that whatever weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I loved the art direction on it. Like, completely. It's
actually
better?
Kind of interesting, because it's like this realistic world mixed with almost an anime-ish like
cell shading
kind of thing. And at first I thought it was going to throw me, but it works. Yeah.
But it's not like Zelda's cell shading. Like, it's more realistic. Like, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's done. It's like different enough so it stands out, where it doesn't just look like the clone of something else, but it's just a really cool like dark fantasy almost world design, which I do want in games. Like I said, I like more of the dark tone. I don't want everything to be happy and bright, and you feel like you're in this kind of spooky, dark, dangerous world. And it does get very hard, and you can, after the first boss, I know we talked about this, you can put it on quote easy mode or whatever, but it's pretty challenging, at least for me. So I don't know. Cool game. Check out first Berserker Khazan demo because it carries over. I was happy to see that when I launched the game, I was right back where it was. And I love when they do that. So if you have any doubts, go play the demo. It's like 3 hours long and you'll pick up right in the actual game where you started. And if you're curious about it, we are giving away a key from CD Keys in our Discord on videogameoutsiders.com for Steam. All right, so I also played a game called AI Limit. People are calling this one like a Temu code vein, and it's a $30 title from Chinese developers for PlayStation and PC. It's about 15 hours long, so that's why the price is a bit lower. And what I kind of liked about it is less of a focus on stamina, so it leans more into the action genre. So I thought maybe you would even like it because it has a builder, spender combat.
Is it combo-based hack and slash?
Yeah, I mean, you're dodging around, dashing, rolling, so you feel more mobile and less dependent on stamina. So it's like, it's builder, spender. And look, I didn't play tons of it because it just isn't my style game, like hack and slash EE, but there is like a bonfire system where you can save at it, sort of like that, at this branch where you can teleport and upgrade. And the story is kind of a little bit out there. There's like, you have to find all the remaining humans, and the maps have a lot of verticality. Like, I don't want to totally shit on this game. Like, I think it's decent. I just don't think it's for me. But, you know, I'm using like a spellcaster build, John, where I'm like weaving in combo attacks with a physical weapon. So for me, I'm trying to go more. But you can like stagger bosses where they can't move. Yeah, it's kind of, it's not hard. It's more action combat-y. So
is it like Stellar Bladey or Bayonetta-ish?
I was thinking for you, like you might be like, hey, I could get into this. I'm feeling Bayonetta. But for me, yeah, it's kind of like that. Like I said, that like poor man's code vein or whatever. But
now Steam's saying it's an ARPG. I mean, is that what we're calling?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not for me. I have a very certain type of ARPG category, and this does not fit in it. But also, like, if you're looking right now, like when it released as like anime souls or whatever, first Berserker Khazan is the better game. So if you're like, you have to pick one, I recommend that one. But look, a lot of people are still really liking this, but just know that it's not meant to be that difficult. It's more action based. And I don't know if I'll play more, but I think it was, I don't know, it's cool. Like, I don't want to hate on it. I think it's actually pretty decent. So check that out. That is AI Limit. Yeah, $30 title. All right, so I'm more excited about these other two games I played because I'm very passionate about them. And I did play a game called inZOI. All right, this is the Sims
tell me
killer.
all about this. This is like the thing right now.
It's the thing right now. Yeah, because
and we talked about this on our Subs podcast. inZOI is in life.
Yeah, Zoe means life in Greek or similar. It's derivative from
Latin
Greek
or whatever.
Word. Yeah. So it's basically in life. It's the Sims killer, whatever. Unreal 5, the graphics are great. It's pretty popular right now. There's some debate whether or not it's worth it because people are looking at it, comparing it to Sims. And honestly, Sims, there's like probably $500 or more worth of expansion packs in this game already. Like, the game may not be there. It may just be a sandbox right now, but the customization for your character and building and the world is freaking off the charts. I have never seen anything like this. And even the conversations, like, it uses AI in everything. So like the conversation's all AI based. You can ask people specific questions. There's a 3D printer kind of technology where you can create anything in the game. You can copy dances from the internet and then bring over like that as well. So there's people
and train the game.
Exactly. You're training the game to know your moves, know whatever. Like, you can change your
this
sunglasses frame
is this
and your
like
lens
the
and your
first
shirt
big
collar.
AI game?
I think it is.
So you can have relationships with these avatars.
Yeah. It's single player right now. I really do think it needs to be an MMO. Like, they said co-op may be in the works.
But forget that.
Access,
but Michelle, if it's AI, why do you need real people? Like, if you're in there to like meet people or meet virtual people,
well, this is the thing, John. I was going to say, I was in their Discord, okay, and I am convinced that the world is fucked because it was filled with people losing their mind. Oh, I'm in love with my character. Oh, I had coffee with a cute Zoe and it made my day. Like, the movie Her is happening.
Well, this is the future.
It's happening right now.
Because let's seriously unpack this, because like, if we have an MMO right now, currently an MMO is real people on some maps.
I don't think people want real people anymore. I don't think
I know
can
this is what I'm saying. So get rid of those people.
It's the perfect answer because
you're completely uninhibited. No one can whatever.
Yep, exactly.
Screenshot
you. have a problem
whatever.
looking a girl in the eye. Don't worry about it. You got AI now.
It's
okay?
AI.
And she'll be your
but
dream
if they
girl.
behave like real people,
and then, guess what, John? It's going to learn what type of woman you like. Okay, so the types of girls you go up to. Maybe it's going to spawn more. It's not that long, right? I know what you're into, John. Long legs and heels. Okay, but like, it's not going to take that long. long to figure out what you like. And the AI-ness is like built into this game, like in more ways than we even know. And I think it's only going to get better.
This is actually it's making kind of my head spin because I see the future right now. You're describing the future.
This could be the metaverse. Like this game has it like kind of built in from the ground up. But
let's think about this. Like my mind's racing right now because if we have games, multiplayer games, but you play against AI and they're as good and as engaging as real people.
What does multiplayer mean anymore? Yeah,
exactly. There's no baggage. There's with these people, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you could just, you know what? I don't like this guy. I'm just going to delete them from my computer, and they're gone forever. They never existed again.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of weird, but there were so many people going crazy in their Discord. Like my mind, like just talking about how like into these ZOIs they were. Okay, and there's been some funny streams, by the way. Like a bunch of streamers have played it and done silly stuff in the game, and you can do like kind of anything you want. But right now, outside of just like the great designing of your character, designing and building in your house, customizing everything, and that's enough for Sims players. Look, I grew up. I know your daughters did too. Building Sims houses, decorating. Yeah. You can do all that. You're gonna have fun doing all that. The game aspects are kind of weak. Like you kind of like the flow of it. Like you can get married and like have kids within like a day or something of playing. Like it's not a slow roll like The Sims. It's kind of your world. It almost feels like a Black Mirror episode and the new season's coming next week, by the way, because it tells you when you launch this game, it's like, you are creating your dream life. You are creating your dream existence. What do you want to do? They literally tell you that. You pick the city you live in. I picked the city of Bliss, okay? They tell you, like, create your dream life and live it. That's the name of the city.
Okay,
who wouldn't pick the Bliss?
Okay, but now you add VR, okay?
Yep.
And now you strap on the suit with the ticklers and stuff.
Yep.
That's it.
I don't even know if there's tickling going on. I don't know what's happening in this game. I do.
Well, I'm saying if you get some kind of like physical feedback from these people, right?
Yeah.
With a suit or whatever, which is coming. It's game over.
I mean, probably if there's like an inZOI in suit, like butt plug or something, they're going to release. I don't know what you're saying, but like this shit's going to happen. Like inZOI is not going away. Like I feel like 2 years of early access and then it's going to launch on console and then it's It could overtake The Sims because The Sims, look at the graphics, they're shit. Sims never did anything with that damn game. All their expansion packs were stupid. They just added more like colors. This game has all the colors in the rainbow already in there. Everything you could already think of, all the customization, and they give it to you in the base game. And the extra packs, like in The Sims, never gave you much gameplay. That was always my thing with The Sims. Like, take me on some good quests or whatever. So this game just needs more like gaminess. But right now it's kind of like a Second Life sim or just a decorator. The conversations, like I say, you can ask like about the rising crime rates in the area. Like you're asking specific questions,
really?
Not just general shit like The Sims. Yeah.
Is there online co-op at all or
no,
anything?
Not yet. So, I mean, the little AI blurb they say is inZOI actively incorporates artificial intelligence. It offers various AI-based creative tools, including a 3D printer, a video to motion. So you can upload a video of yourself doing something and it'll take it and put it in the game. Okay. So if you want to, I don't know, imagine co-op with that or whatever. So it creates character movements from uploaded videos. It's crazy. Text to image that generates image prompts. The technology Smart Joy, which Joy is the name of the girl in Blade Runner 2, by the way. Smart Joy, integrated into inZOI, allows users to directly configure the character's personality through prompts, enabling observation of the character's internal changes and actions. CEO Kim emphasized inZOI has the best compatibility with AI among existing games and stated that it will offer much deeper and much more realistic AI-based interaction than ordinary games. Look, I'm a believer with the AI shit with this game. Like, it's kind of, the groundwork is here. And I think it's actually pretty impressive.
I think they need to stick to their guns. Don't let other people come into your world. Let it be your private little sandbox.
I think you need to have like a multiplayer server you can enter, but that could be a shit show. But it did feel kind of empty in this day and age because I'm roaming around. I'm going to I went to the Enterprise Hotel. I'm on the hunt because I'm seeing it's all about relationships, right? So I'm looking. I'm like, who's a guy I would actually want to talk to, right? So I'm roaming around. I couldn't find anybody. I sat at the hotel bar. There's nobody around. It was like a ghost town. I mean, it was beautiful. I had to go to these like hubs to find people. There wasn't enough organic like movement in the world and in all the buildings you could go in with people.
Well, that comes later. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like they're going to be working on this. They're going to be adding it. But people have been asking me, like, oh, my girlfriend plays The Sims. Should I get her this so she can build? Yes. Like, if you want to just build dream houses, if you want to just design cool characters and outfits, you can do all that in this game. But the game aspect is not there yet. But I would say the game aspect never fully came in The Sims for me. The Sims to me was always about this sort of creative expression.
Right.
And so I feel like it's kind of already there.
I mean, watching my daughters play that, it was like, oh, that she left the stove on and went to town. And now there's a fire.
Exactly. How many times can there be a fire? It was so cool back in the day, like, an alien could show up and some weird things would happen and figure out the mystery here. But The Sims never took it to the next level.
But we always got her those expansions, and the expansions were just a bunch of like chairs.
They're packs, and you don't need that anymore. You can design your own look of a pattern or a texture you want.
No, listen. This is eye opening for me because I see the future right now in front of my face.
That's right.
Like I played that VR secretary game. When we did the
why are you just going straight to sex with this game? Then again, I think everybody is.
No,
I'm the only idiot. I can
put
pink on my curtains.
No, because that was like a game, a kind of a tech demo of pseudo AI where you're trying to get a relationship with this fake girl, but it was kind of believable, and I wanted to do it. I wanted to succeed and get past whatever gates she was putting up, like in this little demo thing. But so imagine if you have an entire game where you have an entire city of these just aware AI people.
Well, John, it's kind of like GTA because you can get in your car and drive around. You can go in every building. Like
there
was a lot I was impressed with that I think maybe
But what
you
if
should
you
take
settle
a look.
on a routine, Michelle, and you go to that bar every day, and then one day Sven comes in from the golf course.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the golf course they got me. Sven, I don't know if I can deal with Sven. But the golf course might be okay. No, I was like, is there a computer lab around here? Can I go in here and talk to a guy I'd actually want to talk to? But no, it was actually really impressive with just some of the customization and things. But like some weird events did happen. Like I came back after trying to meet my, Wall Street boyfriend. And I could go into my house and there's somebody in a Kangol bucket hat from 1999 just sitting on my computer. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Oh, it's my neighbor. My neighbor came into my fucking house just because I said hi to them by the mailbox. Okay. So I don't know what's going on with these.
He came in the house?
Yeah, these Zois. I think they were trying to test me to see like how I'd react, but I had a Zoi in my house, uninvited.
Okay, how do you
get the fuck out of here? What are you doing?
Okay, wait. How do you talk to them? Is it with a text prompt?
It's very Sims-ish. Yes, you click on them, and the facial expressions in this game. Holy
but you
shit.
can't free type to the people.
No, but you can text people. So you text back and forth with sort of not free text, but just prompts that you can pick. So there's like a cell phone you pull out. You're texting with like a person you may like, or you want to get them to come over. It's much better than the cell phone in The Sims. So I don't know. I recommend taking a look at inZOI if you like The Sims. I don't think you're going to be like that upset just with the freedom of the customization. Just know the game isn't there. It is a sandbox right now. It may be a bit buggy. It's not done, but I think it's worth supporting because I'm impressed with what they're doing. So I did actually enjoy my time at inZOI. I posted some pictures on my Steam account on Coastal Michelle of my character, and I had a good time with it. Okay. And then the game I'm honestly most passionate about really quickly. I spent most of my time playing this game, about 15 hours of it was spent in an indie ARPG inspired by Diablo 1. It's called Tower of Kalimanvo. Now, it was made by one developer who has a clear vision, and he's been kind of, because I'm in the Discord, and people have been suggesting certain things, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that. This is my vision, and I want to do this. And honestly, I'm starting to really appreciate it.
Designed by dictatorship.
I'm really appreciating his vision because it's fucking hard, and it's hardcore, and it's a slow roll. Combat is deliberate. Every kill is deliberate. Every skill, every piece of gear, everything you pick up, every room you clear, everything matters. I find myself thinking about everything. I think I'm almost at the end of the game. I think I'm on the final level, but you're fighting your way up this tower to kill this like cultist leader or whatever. And I'm having so much fun, and I've saved 300 times in the game. That's right. I have quick saved 300 fucking times I've hit a F9 in this game. Okay. Because everything you're doing like matters. And I'm like, okay, I cleared this room. I should save, because it's like a fight. It's like everything almost feels like.
So you're save scumming in this, Michelle?
I'm a save. Well, scumming is more like you're trying to reload when you're crafting. I'm not really doing that much. You can like craft at a monkey in the game, but no, I'm just more like keeping it safe. Like, let me save because I know I just
save scumming
really
involves saving a game before a potentially risky or important event. It's not just
right. It's not just saving. Because
it's strategic saving though,
right? Which I did do a few times at the crafter the first time. I didn't understand. So there's like a pool you can craft in. I'm like, let me see what I get. I don't like that. Let me load my save and see what I get. Whatever. Or there's spell books that drop, and I'm like, let me see if I can get the spell where you summon the 3 soldiers who fight with you because I really need my boys with me. And finally, I got that spell. So I did save scum a few times, but honestly, I'm using a wand in summons, and I'm just like clearing all these rooms, and it's difficult. It's fun, and like it's basically like very Diablo 1-ish as far as like the pacing.
It looks cool. I want to play it.
Yeah. you should try this game. I really, really like this. It's kind of blown up in a way, like from some ARPG people have been playing it or whatever. But no, it's definitely, I mean, like I've played it 15 hours. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a game. It hasn't defeated any purpose for me. I like the fact that, I didn't just waste 30 minutes of my time without saving, because I would have to restart and redo everything. And I don't want to play this game for 45 hours. I have other things I need to do and play. So anything that's not going to waste my time, saving is built into this game. And they tell you to quick save. They tell you to, why do you think there's an F9 button to quick save? Because you should quick save.
Well, it's old school.
Yeah. It's old school. It's fun and it's great. So I'm not doing anything wrong.
I do like the old
saving.
school, like, no, I'm not saying you are, but like modern games, there are locations that auto save, right? And the whole game is built around that.
I play Path of Exile and Diablo. They basically save for you automatically.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So this game is old school, so they're giving you that quick save option. If you don't take it,
But I like old school games where you could save anywhere. You could save anywhere. Like, right? Like if you're...
Well, you can save anywhere, but you just got to click it. Otherwise, you're going to go back to their
but
timer,
if you're
which is like every 20 minutes.
from the wall, you have 30 gold, you have 10 health, whatever.
I want to be able to
save
any time. It just doesn't work in reality, right? Because, somebody calls you on the phone, or you have to go get the door, or your dog just puked. Like, you need to be able to save sometimes. So I appreciate that you could quick save, and I'm glad he put that in the game. But look, it's his vision, and he's been like holding to it. And what he's made is a very innovative and creative sort of risk versus reward. There are 2 spells in the game that I didn't even know about at first, where if you use them to heal up your health and your mana, you have a permanent 2% reduction on your health and your mana bar. And you're relying on potions this entire game. And there is no town. You can't sell your gear. You don't know what you should be picking up. And you have to like not blow your load early with the potions that you find. You have to save them to endgame. And so it's actually really like this slow roll of a game that you finally kind of get. And it's just... I like it. It's like $13 or something like that, and it's innovative. It's punishing.
Yeah. There's a free demo, and it's $13.49 on sale right now on Steam.
Yeah, you can carry your demo save over. You just have to load it from the game, by the way. So do check out Tower of Kali Manvo. I think it's actually really, really good. And it might drive some people crazy because every kill feels like Hillock. I think that's his name in PoE at the beach when you first start. I call him Hillcock, but anyway, every kill feels like him at first. Like you're wanding, you're chipping away, and you're kiting, and you're running, and you're, oh, holy shit, 700 people just came out of this room. Like, you never know what's going to happen to you. So if you like ARPGs, check that out. And I am just drinking Tazo Passion Tea with True Lemon. What did you do, John? You played the huge game of the week, I think.
You think so?
Schedule 1 is getting super popular. Oh, you're talking about Indiana Jones?
Where?
Oh, no.
In the world is John in Indiana
He's in Egypt.
Jones.
I'm still in Egypt.
Okay.
And there you have it.
All right.
I'm glad you could update.
But I got stuff to talk about, okay?
Is John.
So I played... actually Indiana Jones quite a bit this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, maybe a couple hours. And for me, that's a lot for a game I revisit. And I'm still in Egypt, but I made it to the very fucking end of Egypt, Michelle.
All right.
And you have to fight the blind giant guy in a dark room. And I have yet to pass it. I died like 5 times. I actually got really sick of it. I don't think it's hard. I think you have to have tremendous patience, which I don't have. Basically, this guy is walking around, Michelle, blind, and he can't see you. And if you make
That's
any
usually
noise...
a part of being blind, unless you're Daredevil.
Yes. And so if he hears you, he comes running towards you, grabs you, and
Cliff
basically
wants to know,
destroys
are you
you.
going to give spoilers here?
Maybe. But I'm going to give you a pro tip that I learned after the facts, because I was doing very bad at this. And you basically have to... There's little like pressure switches on the ground that turn the lights on in the room. And if you can't find them, you're in pitch black with the blind guy.
You're blind with him, and then he's going to have the edge because he has better senses because he's lived his whole life blind. And you're just newly blind.
Right. So
So
first things first, get the light switches on, but they're not easy to find because it's in the dark. and then there are pipes on the ground which you can use to bash him in the head. But this guy has no health meter, and I've bashed him in the head a fucking 1,000 times. And eventually you start getting impatient. You're like, oh my god, I must be so close to killing him. I'm just going to go for it. And of course you go for it, and he grabs you and rips you in two. And then I'm like, how come I don't have my fucking pistol? Because the last time I fought this fucking guy, I just shot him in the face. What?
You can't just shoot a blind guy. It's like don't shoot somebody in the back. If you shoot a blind guy, it's always in the back because he can't see, John.
I know. Well, I have a broken shovel right now.
All right.
And so
you can't beat a blind guy with a broken shovel. You're a pussy.
But you need a repair kit to fix the shovel. Okay. So I've been just
if the shovel's broken or not broken? You hit somebody with a shovel, they should go down.
No, you have to repair it, hit them, then it breaks again.
Oh my God, it broke.
But here's the pro tip.
Sweet.
Here's the pro tip. Yep. And I feel kind of dumb because I didn't figure this out on my own.
Right.
The reason I don't have a gun right now is because I don't have my Indiana Jones outfit on.
What?
I'm dressed
Your
as
gun is an accessory?
Yes. So I Googled this today, and there's a Reddit thread saying, I lost my gun. How do I get it back? Because I was thinking the same
change
thing.
Your shirt.
Yeah, just put because right now I'm dressed up as one of the the digger guys outside the Egyptian tombs,
right?
And so that's my disguise to sneak around.
Oh, you could slip the gun in your butt pocket or something.
Apparently, I don't know. This is what Reddit said, and it kind of makes sense now.
It doesn't make sense. You would still slip the gun in your waistband or something just because you changed outfits. Okay,
I know. So now I'm excited to go back. Put my Indiana Jones outfit on and shoot this fucker in the head because he's annoying as shit. Okay. So
it's not really nice to say about the blind, John.
What's that? That he's annoying as shit?
Yeah. All right, we'll just shoot him. Get this shit over with. Pro tip,
I don't know, but I'm actually loving this game. The Egypt level took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, and I do think I'm at the absolute end right now. But, where I am right now, the last part of it, you're in this dark tomb puzzle level, and I was getting a little claustrophobic a little bit. I just wanted to be outside again. I know that sounds stupid, but I do get that way with games like this, with dark games.
I love being in a dungeon.
Well, I do too. It depends on the circumstances, but I don't know.
Not IRL, guys. Don't get any ideas. I like being in a dungeon in a game.
Yeah. A German dungeon.
German dungeon porn is John's thing. Yeah. All right. So tell me about what else.
All right. And then listen. Okay. So Kevin, CC Games CEO, recommended a game to me, and I tried it.
Okay.
It's totally free. It's called Mini Royale.
I saw this. Mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Is it fun?
It has mixed reviews. What it is, it's an army soldiers game where you play as little tiny plastic army soldiers, and they have realistic guns and stuff. But it's a battle royale, but it all takes place in some kid's bedroom. And this kind of reminds me of, circa 2000 Unreal Tournament custom maps. Where you were literally in someone's bedroom and you were a little tiny 2-inch person, running around on a bed.
I played it little Mean Greenies or something. I played a game like that. I forget.
Well, there was Army Men. That was the actual game series. Remember that?
Yeah, but I played something more recently. It might be the Mean Greens. I don't know if I'm making that up. Yeah, I played the Mean Greens Plastic Warfare. You can also get that for 99 cents, and that was fun.
I think I tried that too. Yeah, there's been a bunch of these.
There's been a bunch of them.
Army Men was the big one back in the day. But anyway, okay, so this is a battle royale. It's totally free to play. There is a battle pass, and it's fun. There's nothing wrong with this game. I thought the shooting was a little, but it could be me. I always felt like there was a delay from the time the gun fired from when I pressed the left mouse button.
Find out what the tick rate is.
I felt the latency. I don't know. But anyway, it's a very old school game. If you're into early 2000 Unreal Tournament custom maps and stuff, you're going to be right at home here. And the scale of this map, there's so much verticality. Basically, everyone starts in a Zeppelin. There's 50 players. It's 25v25. And it's literally a battle royale. There's nothing new here. It's PUBG.
The scale is big because you're so small, right? Because you're in a bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there was one part where I was you parachute out of the Zeppelin, and then you can, land anywhere. You have a grappling hook, which is really fun. But you'll be inside of a hamster cage, running through the tubes and stuff. And then you're protected in the plastic. And then you come out and there's a guy waiting for you and he shoots in your face. Or there's guys up top on a dresser, but it's the Eiffel Tower up there, from the ground. So it's fun. It's really fun. It's free. There is a battle pass. I mean, that's how they're banking on making money. It has mixed reviews. Yeah. People seem to like it or hate it. obviously with the mixed reviews, but I don't know. I don't hate that I played it.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, all right, let's talk about Schedule 1.
Yeah. This game's blown up.
It is. Sorry, I need to have some water here.
It's all right.
Okay,
so it's your
I saw.
dream, first of all, selling drugs.
Well, there's no Cessnas in it yet, but we'll get to that.
All right.
So I saw this game trending like when Assassin's Creed came out last week, whatever, and people were saying, "Look how this game has like way more players than Assassin's Creed Shadows, right?"
Yeah.
And so I looked at it right away, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a drug simulator game." I was I instantly wanted it. It's an open world GTA type game. The artwork style is kind of like Simpsons meets Rick and Morty. Like the characters look like Rick and Morty characters with the big bug eyes and stuff. But it's kind of like a cartoony open world game, but it's very effective. It's probably an asset flip game, Michelle. But they do it in such a way where I don't feel like I'm playing one of those Swedish games. I feel like they actually own the look of this. And by the way, it's made by one dude. I don't think it's much more than that. This guy, Troy, I think his name is,
or at least
Tyler.
A smaller team. Yeah, it's not a big production here, but it's
I think it's one.
hard.
I think it's one guy because this guy Tyler, he did a Reddit thing where people were asking him all kinds of questions about the game and how it's succeeded and how overwhelming it is. And he was saying how his top priority is to patch the game. So with any of these kind of games that become instant sensations, obviously the first 6 months is so important because if he doesn't keep adding content, it's going to die, right? He's got to like make it interesting as it progresses.
If it dies, he's already had a huge success, especially as a solo
but
dev and how popular this is. He must be overwhelmed.
There's a roadmap that he released of things that he might want to do that's getting people kind of excited. But anyway, so what's the game? So they basically borrowed a lot of stuff from Breaking Bad. You start out the game basically growing pot in an RV, and you have like an uncle in a wheelchair, which is kind of like that guy in Breaking Bad with the bell, and so basically you're growing pot. It's very Cooking Mama, where you have to like put potting soil in a pot. You have to plant the seed. You have to water it. You have to wait for it to grow. You have to clip it, and you have to bag it. And it's all
while
like
you're waiting. What are you doing? Just mini games?
No, while you're waiting, and okay, so I'll give you an example. So basically in the very beginning of the game, you go to the hardware store and you buy potting soil and bags and a growing tent and all this shit.
So you're doing everything.
And it's very like. It's very like mini game ish where you're doing all these steps to make something, right? And it actually takes a lot of work to grow pot because you have to manage, do you have scissors? Do you have a watering can? Do you have enough soil? Do you have the seeds? Well, you can't buy the seeds at a hardware store. You need to get on the phone and text a guy and then go pick it up in an alleyway somewhere, right? Now you got the seeds. Now you can water it. So the whole game starts out, you're in an RV, it blows up, whatever, you'll figure that out on your own. And you end up in a hotel room. But here's the thing, there's cops fucking everywhere while you're trying to do all of this. And there's also a curfew in this town. I don't know what dystopian town this is, but basically by like 9 o'clock, you have to be indoors. And the cops are like Gestapos, like they're searching you, there's checkpoints, all this shit. And so you'll have like these relationships that you're trying to establish in the town with dealers, distributors, just the community
dirty
members,
cops, maybe.
And so you'll grow pot, and one of the quests was to basically make friends with a lot of people in town by giving them free samples, and then they become future customers that will text you and say they want to buy pot from you. And so, but if a cop sees you doing that deal, they will immediately try to arrest you, and then you could try to outrun them. And that's kind of like very GTA-ish, where you have like kind of like a wanted level that goes down.
So you're working your shop up, like you're going to end up like Tulsa King, right? With like a really nice weed shop.
It's so at the end of every day, again, by 9 o'clock, there's curfew, you have to go to bed, or you could stay up and do shit in your room. Then you level up at the end of the day, and then you unlock things like better seeds, better equipment, better stuff.
Hire people.
You can hire. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm working on hiring a guy, but I was short $800.
People say it's really hard alone in a blasting co-op, by the way, because you can play this with other people.
You can do co-op, I don't know how that would work, but I can imagine it. I guess you're just a you're 2-person business instead of one. But right now I'm hiring a guy to sell the drugs for me. But, I have to grow them and all that. And I just bought an apartment above a Chinese restaurant. So I'm moving on up, Michelle, from the hotel.
Right.
I still have the hotel room, though. So I kind of have like 2 places to go to, which is nice. So, but...
Well, I'm glad you like it because, you look at it and, the graphics, like you say, they're weird. They're kind of wacky. And I mean,
I know, but it works.
But it sounds
everything's, it's so fluid. And just... Here, pro tip. I play this on my Steam Deck on Sunday or Saturday, and the controller support is kind of
Yeah.
It's good enough, but there's some commands that still require a mouse.
Okay.
And you have to use the right stick to move the mouse arrow. So once they get rid of that shit, that little hangover, controller's gonna be great. It runs really good on Steam Deck. It plays good, except for some of the things. Like you'll have to click on a dialog box, and you can't just select it with the controller. You have to mouse over it and then right trigger it, which is annoying. But anyway, I played a bunch on the weekend on the Steam Deck, and then I came down here, and my cloud saves were mixed up together.
I don't even know if that's possible.
It's possible, and it happened to me today. So stuff that I did upstairs. Okay, so for instance, I had to get a hotel room, put a grow tent in there, put a assembly station in the hotel room, okay?
Right.
I did all that stuff. And then I came downstairs, and I still had all that shit in the hotel room, but I was at the beginning with the quest where I was doing stuff out of my RV. Do you follow me?
Yeah,
So,
I just don't think that technically you combine 2 cloud saves. It just seems
They
like your
did it,
save got
and it-
corrupted because it took information from something else.
Well, it combined the save I had down here with the one upstairs. I'm telling you, everything that was in my hotel was still there, but it was wanting me to complete the first few quests that I already did an hour before. It was weird.
Manually dragged to save over then.
Well, it's a cloud save. Whatever. It should just work. So
Yeah, I'm just saying if you wanted your latest game, just drag it off one system to the other.
It was the latest game, though. If you looked at this cloud save, looked at the details, the same exact amount of money.
Well, you'll have a
last
local
played-
file and then a cloud file, right?
No, I
I'm saying you
understand.
could probably
Yes.
get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
local file maybe and check
Right.
it, see if something happened.
Whatever. It's a brand new game, new developer.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be worked out, right?
Yeah, one guy
and
having this huge success that everybody's playing, streaming, talking about what's the plans here that he wants to do? Is he?
Let me pull up that roadmap I found. But and also I also got a skateboard, so you can skateboard around the town. I have a really shitty skateboard, and the skateboarding is horrible. And I'm wondering if I upgrade to the really expensive skateboard, if it's gonna be Tony Hawk quality. I doubt it, but the one I have right now is a 2x4 with wheels on it, metal wheels.
Right. So what I was just wondering is are you living your life outside of just selling the weed, upgrading your apartment or getting texts from the girlfriend or what are you?
You're getting texts mostly. All the people that have texted me are people wanting to buy drugs or sell me stuff. And so when you're waiting for things to happen, what I've been doing is picking up garbage in the town and recycling it.
Okay.
And you get money
cash?
for that. You get money for it. And the other thing that they added that's so simple and just basic is the ATM, the whole thing, where I'm constantly managing my cash and deciding how much to put in my bank account, how much to have on me. And then when I leave my apartment also, I'm making this. So say I have 20 bags of pot in my apartment and I have to go deliver 4. Right? I get a text message. Well, I don't want to leave my apartment with all 20 because if the cops catch me, I'm going to lose all of that. So I'm making decisions what do I leave my house with? Which
maybe you can get robbed too.
I think you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's stashes all over the town, these little doors on the buildings where people basically do these covert transactions where if you buy seeds, the guy puts it in a little drawer that's on the side of a building. He's yeah, go behind the hardware store. There's a stash drop. Just open it up. So
yeah,
I know there's a lot of little things in here that just become routine. And I love the town. I'm starting to really know where everything fucking is. If someone says go to the bar, I know where the bar is. Go to the laundromat, I know where that is. The Chinese restaurant, I know where that is.
that's cool. It's
I know
a
where
little city.
Yeah.
It's a little You're going all around.
Yeah.
So I may have to take a look at this. I don't know. Is it relaxing or stressful? Because
It's very relaxing.
Okay.
So far.
So you're not worried about losing.
I haven't gotten killed or killed anyone yet.
Okay.
I know guns are coming at some point. So supposedly they're going to be adding some fishing to this. They were talking about adding like cartels to this, which are kind of implied already because they blow up your RV in the beginning.
Fishing is kind of random, but I like it. He's like leaning into the chill stuff around town.
So some of the items on the roadmap are new drugs for players to manufacture and sell. In addition to weed, meth, and cocaine, the developer has plans to include shrooms, MDMA, and everyone's favorite heroin.
Okay.
Can you imagine this like in a meeting, like in a guy at a
let's
whiteboard?
move from the shrooms to the crack
Now listen, guys, we've been leaning a little too hard on the pot in this game.
There might be some fentanyl incoming, so we got to be careful.
So they're talking about moving bigger quantities in drugs instead of relying on these little hand-to-hand deals you do in the, behind a store.
Yep.
So maybe you become more of a kingpin over time.
Maybe you should do what Matthew Perry did. You should start going to open houses and opening up the medicine cabinets.
Yeah.
See what you can swipe and sell in the black market.
Other ideas he has for the roadmap include giving the cops more interactions, including police bribes, raids on your properties, and an evidence room where your confiscated items go when you've been arrested, and you could break in and try to recover them.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so you don't lose anything at some point, like all the stuff you've worked for.
Right. Because like one night I was coming back to the hotel, and I didn't realize I was going through a police checkpoint, and they searched me, and that was a little mini game where their hands are going across your slots.
Did this fulfill your drug selling fantasy? Because if you're a new listener, you don't know, John has wanted a game where you could sell drugs forever for probably 20 years.
So my dream though is to have some kind of a Cessna.
Okay.
Where I fly to South America, I land in a field, some guys put the drugs on my plane, and then I fly back to somewhere in the Keys.
Okay.
And
so maybe this game has other vehicles. You upgrade from a skateboard to a car to a plane or something. That would be your dream.
But I think GTA might become this.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. The next GTA, especially
That's the
online,
rumor.
may have anything you want. Create your dream job. For me, I did it in inZOI. I dressed nice and went to a bar and tried to meet some guys. And John's selling drugs. We're all doing stuff in game. The Barry Seal experience. Yes, John loved that.
And I
movie.
paid off my debt, by the way. I owed the guy some money for the seeds, and I paid him off before the show tonight.
Good.
I was pretty happy
and
about
you feel like
that.
a weight off your shoulders from that. Helicopters, good call, Cliff. I think if you can get some more vehicles in this game, you're never going to stop playing. But no, good for that guy. Sounds like he has a good plan.
Yeah, I totally recommend it. And it's pretty cheap too. It's like $20 or 10.
I mean, it goes back to this conversation we're saying, like, one person can now make the most popular game of the week and the most fun you had this week and something creative and different that you haven't done, right? Ubisoft's not going to create this game.
No.
It's kind of cool.
The game really works. Like, I just can't explain it. It's smooth. It plays well. The mouse controls and keyboard controls are great. When you're doing like the planting and the watering and the clipping and the bagging. It sounds like he has a good engine now, like in a system that he could, because like for me, the drug stuff doesn't really interest me. Honestly, like he could take this and totally like art kit it out with something else. And you have like whatever grower or seller or like he's adding fishing. It just sounds like he has a really good base. Well, it's like the fast food simulator. That worked pretty well, right? Making the burgers, grabbing the patties, putting them on a piece of paper, wrapping them up. Like it's kind of like that fluidity. Yeah. And it feels good. It really does. And the way things are spaced out in the town, like you realize, oh fuck, I ran out of Ziploc bags. Well, I got to run to the hardware store. And you go to the hardware store and the guy's like, I don't take cash. And you realize, oh shit, I have to go to the ATM and deposit cash so I can use my ATM card. Like those little minute, like just things that happen in real life that happen in this game.
Stoned Old said, I just started cutting my weed with Red Bull and I made a different strain. Yeah, I saw people doing that, like concocting different strains of weed and shit. So that's funny. It's like alchemy in a way. All right, anything else or what are you drinking?
No, that's it. I'm drinking New England Lager.
All right, so we are going to take a quick ad break right now. Remember, if you want ad-free VGO, the 20-year back catalog, and weekly bonus shows that we do every single week, you can get those in Discord or on our app on videogameoutsiders.com. Anywhere you support us now should give you access to those bonus shows, ad-free, and back catalog of a long time. So, and also extra contests like Khazan that we're giving away from CD Keys, and we'll be right back.
All right, Michelle, what's going on out there? Tomorrow's the big day. I mean, do you want to talk about this at all?
Well,
I know
today,
we're
if you're
doing
listening to this, it's today. That's the big day, and it already happened.
No, we released this show today.
Well, we released it midnight East Coast time.
Let's have some fun with this. Okay, there's some things that are confirmed. Okay, Nintendo talked about this virtual game card system. This is not going to change. We might get more details, Michelle, but the news not going to change. Okay.
Yeah, I've been seeing articles. Nintendo redefining what digital game ownership means. You'll be able to trade digital games. Are those clickbait? What's the truth here, John?
All right. This is my understanding of how this works. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when you buy a game digitally, and by the way, they're obviously doing this because they need to fucking kill physical. I think that's true. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you notice, like the last year or so, they've been pushing these kind of digital game bundles where you get like 3 games for $100 or something. Mm-hmm. And it's actually a really good deal, honestly.
And it's good for them because one copy of a Switch game, one cart probably goes to 10 different people and they only make money off that sale one time. And I know Kevin and I clash heads on this in the Discord sometimes because he's a game seller. But I feel like in Nintendo's best interest, they want to push digital because they make money off every digital sale. They don't make money off every physical sale.
I bet you that the used Switch games probably sell better than Xbox and PlayStation at GameStop or anywhere else.
Oh, for sure. I think a lot of people are doing physical Switch and they've moved to digital everywhere else. Yeah.
Personally, as a rule, I try to buy every Nintendo game physically.
Mm-hmm.
I just do.
Because they hold their value.
They hold their value. And I've been collecting quote-unquote Nintendo games since day one, and they appreciate in value,
Right. So what are they
I don't
doing
have a lot of that
digital,
stuff still.
So
here's what. Okay, so again, they did that whole scheme. You get like 2 or 3 games for $100, whatever the fuck it was. It was a great deal. I didn't take advantage of it. Now here's the next thing they're doing with digital games. So if you buy a game digitally, you have a virtual game cartridge on your system. Okay, and this is my 50,000 foot view of how I understand this, and I think it's pretty close to reality. So if you have 2 Switches. Personally, you can install that digital virtual cart on both systems, i.e. my original Switch and the Switch 2. Okay, so if I get a Switch 2, I'll be able to transfer my digital purchases to that one device only. And then you can create a family group, Michelle, and this is where it gets interesting, with up to 8 people. And those people can check out one of your virtual cartridges.
As long as you're not on it.
Yeah, and put it on their system, but in 2 weeks, it automatically returns to your library.
What's up with this nanny state bullshit? Yeah, I don't like it because I want, if it's a digital copy and you have a family system, just let anybody play it at any time. And they're probably going to have to check in on your Wi-Fi or something. Nintendo will try to have something built in.
Listen, my daughter is constantly telling me to log into YouTube TV on her.
Yeah, it's annoying. I can't do Netflix anymore because we bought the big family package and I can't share with my sister. And it's like, I don't like this sort of control. If I'm paying for it and I bought a digital license and my sister wants to play the game, I could go over to her house and bring her the physical cart. So let me do the same thing digitally. That's why I like what Steam did with Family Share and everybody on the account at once, as long as it's not the same game. It treats it as a physical copy. So you believe, though, that this will cause friends to, get together in the same group and share games or what? But 2 weeks, it's like a pressure in 2 weeks. It goes
so
back
stupid.
to you. And then what? We have to do it again? All right, I'll give it to you again, Billy. You can borrow it again, Billy. You owe me pizza.
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
Like, if you agree that you're not going to play it,
yeah,
then the other person should be able to play it for as long as they want, right?
Exactly. It should be that one person can access your digital copy at once in this group, just like a physical copy would be, and just take the time away. But let's find out the real details tomorrow. We'll see if that's true, like how it works. But I'm not.
Well, I don't know if they're going to get into this tomorrow.
Okay.
This was already announced, and this is coming in an April update. right now on the current Switch.
Interesting. I think you're right,
So
though,
this
and
is
I've been
not-
saying this, that they want to guide people towards digital, and this only makes it more attractive, not less, right? It's not taking away any
Right.
digital privileges. It's giving you more. They may not be the ones I would want. But what's interesting to me, especially as a PC gamer, because you talked about that virtual cart, and I've been saying, sell me a virtual Switch. And I've been saying that forever. Like, Nintendo will never do it, but I would like to buy a virtual Switch I could have on my PC. And I mean, we're in the digital game.
But don't you?
Digital
yeah.
consoles are coming. Like, if you already have a PC, like, just let me play your
Well,
games.
of course they are. They've been trying to do this for the past 10 years.
Just let me play your games. Everybody
But
else
Michelle,
is doing it.
don't you think this is actually one of the better directions?
It's weird to
as
see
far-
Nintendo do anything, honestly, because
Okay,
like
to
backwards
call
compatibility with this Switch 2, right? With the Switch 1?
but it's a mental thing, right? They're saying these are digital cartridges. These are physical things.
You know what? That's very
that
creative
are digital.
to call it that. Yeah. That's actually
Right?
really interesting. I like
These
that.
are virtual
Yes.
game cards, right? These are
Yes.
still cartridges, but they're virtual. And here's the thing: you can actually move them and give them to somebody else. No,
You're
no other
dragging
service,
that cart to your folder.
no
your
other
friends.
service
Yeah.
has this mentality, right?
No,
I mean,
it's a
Steam
very
does.
unique mentality. I
Yeah.
mean, Steam lets you do it and lets you do it better, but you're not dragging a cop. It's not like kitted in a way where it's like
Right.
palatable to people, where they feel, oh, I can let go of these physical carts. I'm still a collector because look at my digital library. It's like the Pokemon game I played. You know, people had physical
Yeah.
Pokemon cards, but this game, this TCG Collect thing, whatever, had this
Yeah.
library, this digital collection, and people get really into it. People want to collect everything digitally. They want to collect all the Fortnite skins, right? We have this mentality now where a digital collection means just as much to a physical collection. It may not to you listening, but guess what? To people 10 years younger than you, or people
Yeah,
like me
you
that
have
have
to
never
do
been that
this.
into it, you have to do it. Digital collection is just as good and better. And I think Nintendo's actually kind of smart to do this, John. I actually really do like that
So
idea
don't you
of
think-
that digital cart.
Well, the next step after this
Yeah.
is permanently getting it off of your library onto someone else's for a price.
Nintendo should do that. They should do it, because even if they lose $5 or whatever, they
Yeah.
lose 100% of the money when somebody goes to Kevin's store and buys that copy of
Right.
Donkey Kong for the 100th time. Nintendo doesn't make any money. Yeah, the removing it from your library thing, almost like a digital rental, they could, it doesn't cost them any money. $60 here, $60 there, but
Right.
you don't get it anymore. So you know what? It's actually better for them, because you just bought a game for $60 that you don't want out of your library, and you get $2 Nintendo credits back or something. People would do that. You would do
Right.
that.
Or you get 50% or 80% of your money back if you sell it to a friend or something like that.
That's, someone in your group. I think that's a lot, expecting to get 50% of your money back. I bet people would be willing to do it to get back $10. And so now you've sold back 5 games and you can go buy a Nintendo game or something. I feel like it's very interesting where they're going with that digital cart thing. And the next step for me is give me a digital Switch that I can buy for $300. I don't care. A license to let me play your games, because emulating is there, but we don't want to have to do that. And I don't want another device. And look, this thing of it's going to be huge. It's going to be the best. I don't know. I do know some people personally that are like, it's going to be a hard sell for me to get a Switch 2 until you launch with a new Zelda that's only playable on Switch 2. Because like, if it's going to run, you know what I mean? What games are people going to get right away, John? That's the question. Because
Well, if Mario
you're
Kart
not
is
into
really
Mario
a release
Kart,
title, I
if
think
you're not
Mario
into
Kart. Mario Kart is so generic and benign that everybody plays it. It's not offensive. It's fun.
Does it
for
cause you to, if you are an adult, does
hour.
Mario Kart cause you to run out and get a new Switch so you can play Mario Kart? I don't know. I'm asking the question because
I would say
don't know.
truthfully no,
Okay.
but it's comfort food. It's Nintendo
Okay.
comfort food is what it is.
Okay.
Right. And I mean, listen, I have fond memories of doing local, races on the split screen TV, but
Right.
I haven't done that in years. And
the Mario
So-
Kart is only going to work on the next Switch. Is that the rumor?
I would, that's a good question. We don't know.
Because if it works on the other one, because they had that other Zelda, which was sort of a cross-platform game that was out on both, and that's sort of what just went on with that Xenoblade game you played.
Yeah.
So
You mean Wind Waker?
yeah,
or,
no, it wasn't Wind
Twilight
Waker. It was-
Princess?
no, I almost said Wrath of the Lich King. No,
What?
the first Breath of the Wild came out for 2 things, right?
The Wii U?
Yeah, didn't it?
I don't remember.
One of the recent Zeldas also came out for the older system, I remember. But yeah, like they've done this
did.
before.
It came out on Wii
Yeah.
U. Well,
Yeah.
they've done it the last 3 because
Yeah, so Nintendo isn't the type to just cut off their old library like that.
Twilight Princess was on the GameCube and the Wii,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'd have to think about this, but yes, they did. They've done it a couple times.
Well, that would be my big question. And are these games only going to work on the new Switch?
Okay, so Nintendo did that event last week where they showed the new Metroid game, which I'm excited about. But after watching the launch trailer, kind of
Badger
honestly,
said he predicted you weren't going to like it because it looked like GameCube games. Is that true?
It looked
all right,
old.
you were right. You were right, Badger.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
It looked like a 2000 first person shooter game.
Okay.
And it was a little disappointing, to be honest. What I saw, it really was.
Yeah.
But
it's such a good IP that they could do whatever with.
It could be so badass, right?
Yeah.
And I love the GameCube Metroid Prime games. I really did. But, that's another time, and it needs to be somewhere new right now.
Yep.
Turn it into a Destiny loot shooter or something. Just do something, right?
Yeah, I was thinking the other day I want a Nintendo RPG because as I'm playing my games, I'm like, where's the Nintendo Diablo? Like, where is the Nintendo Path of Exile? Well, that might be too hardcore, but whatever. Like, where's the Nintendo Torchlight? I feel like Nintendo does rest on their laurels with a lot of these IPs, and for me to get excited, I do want to see something new. I would love to see a new Animal Crossing.
I think that's a guarantee. I mean, okay, so if they do a new Animal Crossing, Michelle, how do they make a modern?
They have so much to compete with, though.
MMO.
Because it's just like
this
Power
is why
World
I'm
that
asking
came out
this.
In Pokemon, so it's like Nintendo.
Right.
People are coming out now, and they're doing things better than you now. Astrobot's doing platformers that some say rival Mario games. Okay, like people are doing things. Nintendo has to do more. You've got to take Animal Crossing to the next level. You can't just let me build a house with Tom Nook and talk to a penguin. Like, okay, what are
I know.
Island Adventure? What the hell? Hello
This
Kitty
is why
Island
I asked
Adventure?
the question.
Better than Animal Crossing.
What do they do? What do they do to compete with these games?
Make your games better. Nostalgia is not going to be enough to sell them at some point. I know they are now, but I think some people are getting kind of fed up with the builder crafter elements of Zelda. They want to go back to the roots of the dungeon crawling. I know they've been popular. I know they're well received, but that last one, we started to hear from even Nintendo fans that are like, look, I kind of hear you now, Michelle. I kind of do want to go back to more of a Zelda thing. This is a little too builder crafter for me.
Well, basically what you want is Ocarina of Time on steroids.
There you go.
That was kind of the peak.
I want a Nintendo Souls-like. I want a Nintendo RPG.
Yeah.
I want to take them to the adult world and still have your fun little platformers. But for me, when I played Hello Kitty Island Adventure, I knew right away it was better than Animal Crossing. They did everything better than Nintendo does with Animal Crossing. And that is a game that was free on Apple Arcade and $40 on Steam. And I didn't have to buy a $3 system to play. Yeah. So honestly, the games I've played that are just better than these Nintendo properties. There's people outdoing Nintendo now at this point for me.
So going back to the new Metroid Prime game that they announced, I do want to mention that they said coming out for Switch in 2025.
See? It's one of those cross-platform games.
Yeah, I know. So what does that mean?
Well, what's the predict? Well, we're going to find out tomorrow. But people are thinking maybe May. Pre-order is going soon and coming out in May. So
there's two schools of thought right now with what's going to happen tomorrow. And yes, by the time you listen to this, likely it's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But we're either going to be able to pre-order the games tomorrow. I mean, the system tomorrow, or the 9th. That's the other day that's floating around a week away.
Right. Well, this event's going to be an hour or two long tomorrow, so we're going to cover it all.
And then they're also doing a tree. They're doing a treehouse again, the next day or day after. The two of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right? So we actually we might do a bunch of special episodes.
Yeah, I mean, John, you are a Nintendo guy, and I know you're super
April
excited.
3rd and
you are ready to go with the pre-orders.
I'm gonna wet myself.
Oh my God, stop. This guy has a Nintendo alarm clock, okay? So
Michelle, I'm gonna pee my pants tomorrow.
Oh my God. There's nothing that gets me that excited when it comes. Just here to stay, John, get to prestige. Yeah, I agree, Nightborn. He needs to prestige. People looked it up. They also you didn't prestige twice in COD. You only prestiged once. Yeah,
I'm at the max level to go twice. I can press a button and be twice. You said you had done it
twice on air. You said
I could do it twice right now.
It's once. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm at 55. Right. If I press a button, I've done it twice. I can do it twice any second now. So
no matter what you're sold on the Switch to, you're excited. You don't care what they show because we haven't seen it, and you're ready to go, ready to pre-order. You're excited.
Yeah.
You've had this stupid Switch for so long. You don't care about your Steam Deck. You don't care about anything. You just want Switch 2.
I just want to pee myself and be happy.
Okay. Why do you want to pee yourself? You don't even know. They could come out
Because
and
it
be shit.
sounds funny.
It could be pricey. It could be no OLED, and then you just piss your
everyone
pants
says
for no
it's
reason.
$3.99. It's $3.99.
$3.99. Okay. Well, this is going to be fun tomorrow. I mean, today, and figure out what's going on with the Switch. The
Stop
C
saying
button.
today,
We'll find
tomorrow.
out all. Well, John, everybody's listening on Wednesday. It's already happened. Everybody listening, but the few people here live, which is nobody. Everybody's
By the way,
listening to our
I'm
show
supposed to
tomorrow.
play Call of Duty with Matt tonight, and I'll have a talk with him about how we want to handle Prestige going
Will
forward.
you stop doing everything in your life and checking with him first like he's a wife and you're a beta male bitch? Will you please stop?
I'm not.
First of
I'm
all,
not even
you're
close
the
to
man.
that with him.
You make the decisions, all right? She comes along, she supports. Now, who's wearing the dress in this
That's not the
relationship?
dynamic even close. So,
Well, what's the dynamic here? I think he kind of runs the show, John, if I'm being honest.
not even close.
I think, well, then you know what? Then you don't have to ask his opinion. You say, honey, we're prestiging, okay? And put on that little number I like. That's
So
what you
I
say.
can prestige level 2 by push a button tonight. I just got to press a fucking button. Ink.
Yeah, but you got to
done.
check with your friend first. Let me check with Matt.
We have loadout synergy. Do you not understand this?
There's no synergy. If you have to check
It's
with
a
somebody before on how you do something,
loadout.
it's a little creepy, John. You guys both have an Alarmo. I don't know how your wives and girlfriends feel about this. That's all I'm saying.
It's a marital aid, Michelle.
Yeah, it's marital aids is what it is, because you might as well have it, okay? Because nothing's happening with that Alarmo on your...
It solves
whatever.
ED. You just don't need it anymore.
Exactly.
It's just over.
You should put that in the commercials. They should add that little... Ask your doctor.
How to
This is
solve
right
ED.
for you. Yeah, you don't need the pills. What are they
You
called?
don't need anything. It's just
Yeah.
limp dick. That's it.
Citadel,
It's over.
Viagra, whatever the hell it's called. You don't need it. Just go get that Nintendo Alarmo and live in your
And
happy
by the way,
dreamland.
okay, I know tomorrow we'll know the answer to this, but the C button is the big Switch 2 mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo released a video on like some little app they have of a sound, and that sound sounds like the Mii's. Remember the Miiverse and all that shit?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're bringing all that back.
I think they should.
Do you care about that?
I think
so,
Nintendo
too.
needs like a landing zone like that and a character creator and like a little, like I kind of was sad to hear
But
when
do you
that went
remember
away.
how we all
So-
went just like full retard with that
I mean,
shit?
Apple kind of copied it and did the emojis and all that stuff. Like, so Nintendo kind of set the trend
The
there, and it just
Bitmojis.
makes sense.
I know, but
Yeah.
but PlayStation had home. Xbox had their avatars. Nintendo had
Mm-hmm.
Wii's. Like we went full on into that shit,
yeah.
and we kind of went away from it this current generation.
Well, here's
so is
my
it
wish
time
for
to
the
go back?
Switch too. That's not going to happen with that.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope that Joy-Con truly is a mouse, and I hope that it really helps get more PC games onto the Switch for people, and I hope that Steam can launch on it and eats Xbox's lunch. It's not going to happen. Let's talk about your predictions though for the juice though, because it's got Nintendo juice. It's going to have Jensen NVIDIA juice. Are you
Yeah.
expecting them to mention today that it has upscaling technology like DLSS, or do you think they're going to gloss
Absolutely.
over that?
No,
Okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
Listen, if they're truly in bed with NVIDIA on this device and the chips and all that, I don't
Yeah.
see how AI upscaling does not come up.
Get mentioned,
at all.
but the average Nintendo fan does not know what that means.
Doesn't matter.
They don't
It's-
understand.
just look at
Okay.
the stock market. I mean, NVIDIA is king,
Right.
right?
Right.
And I just don't see how they don't say
They're going to
something
make mention
about
of it. Okay.
And
Well, this is
also,
going to be fun.
it
We'll
potentially
cover it.
makes Nintendo stock go up, right?
Mhm.
If they're doing some big AI play with NVIDIA and all this shit. So, and then the other thing, the biggest wild card for me, Michelle, is the OLED screen.
Sure.
Is it there? Okay.
No, I predict
The
no.
mouse thing, I don't have any faith that I want to use that at all. I might be pleasantly surprised. I don't see a use case for me with that.
for the Nintendo ARPG that's coming out. I guess you could
Okay,
use a
but
controller.
you kind of need a
An
keyboard
RTS.
though.
An RTS. You need a keyboard
Okay,
for that.
but how? Okay, you only have a mouse.
Why are
What
they
can
making
you-
a Joy-Con like a mouse? What's with those photos? Okay, they want
Well,
you to have it for
Mario
some reason.
Paint. That's my prediction.
That's
Mario
all it's
Paint.
to paint. Come on, guys.
That's the launch title, Mario Paint, because Nintendo always does
All right.
it. They add some
Okay.
feature. They have a tech demo release
Yeah.
game or app, whatever. Right now,
Somebody
look how
wants
you
to
can do
paint.
AR.
Aren't they getting on their iPad or their MacBook at this point, Nintendo, or their
I
PC?
don't know. Well, if
Or
you're
their-
8 years old, maybe not. So
8-year-olds have phones now. Bitches aren't Instagram. Okay, I don't know. They're TikTok.
yeah,
John.
good point.
So I don't. What kid is going to be impressed with this at this point? I'm hearing from some dads out there, and maybe they're in the minority, right? It's anecdotal, that their kids are kind of more into their phones and PCs. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe Switch is more a nostalgia box for 40-year-old dudes at this point.
Yeah.
Do you think the kids are aging out at all, or am I crazy?
My daughters are too old. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Like young kids now, like I know Matt's kids or whatever. Yeah. Like his kid is always into like the latest like hot like indie game on Steam that like I don't even know about yet. And I'm like, where'd this kid find this? You know, like they're like because their YouTubers are playing it, or like Twitch streamers are doing it. Like, and so like I don't know if Nintendo has that weight outside of the nostalgia group. But it's going to be interesting.
I mean, for me, when my kids were growing up, the Nintendo console was like, you give them like the console from the previous generation, the handheld, right? Like an old Game Boy, and it's like bulletproof. It's tank proof. You just give it to them in the back of the car. They can't destroy it. And they have fun with it, right? So like the Switch
everybody
isn't
I
that.
know with kids, the kids have iPads. They have cell phones.
I'm saying like the Switch isn't that anymore because it's not as durable as the old things were.
Yep. It's delicate and pricey in a way.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
But they're also competing now with iPhones and iPads, and so
yeah.
I mean,
if the phone is going to be more powerful than the Switch.
Well, if the mom gets an Apple Arcade subscription and hands the iPad to little Betty,
who's naming their kids Betty? What is this? 1924? If there's any Bettys listening, please reach out.
So little Betty's got access to 1,000 fucking games in Apple Arcade. Like, why even bother with the Switch?
Saxon, put that down. Mommy said no.
Right.
Other news going on right now. So this kind of fits with what we've been talking about. Phantom Blade Zero dev says everyone now realizes China-made games have the potential to sell 30 million copies. Phantom Blade Zero's announcement trailer has more views than any Black Myth Wukong trailer ever did, showing the interest is still there. So the China takeover continuing on.
China takeover.
And then there was another article about like Ubisoft's plans. I didn't dig through this yet. Ubisoft's plans for the Tencent subsidiary were detailed here in this internal leak or memo. But I mean, I know it's probably just kind of more of the same of what we sort of said, like being able to make things quickly and have fast turnaround, smaller teams. You know, I think they're going to put pressure on them to not take 10 years to release a game and maybe do something smaller and quicker. And don't put all your eggs in that basket or you'll have another Concord situation like Sony did. Don't go 10 years and 400 million.
So there is an unconfirmed rumor.
Well, usually rumors are unconfirmed because if they're confirmed, they're not rumors. It's like a bad Madonna album title. Unconfirmed rumor from the 90s.
That is, or like a spy movie.
Yeah. So what is this unconfirmed rumor? Is Wesley Snipes starring in it?
So Microsoft bought Double Fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tim Schafer's company?
It sounds familiar. Yes. Psychonauts dude. Yes.
Right. Microsoft purchased Double Fine in 2019. So there's a rumor that I saw today that they are remaking Brutal Legend, and it's coming on Game Pass and all that shit. It's a remastered coming fall of this year. So
yeah, that's a Game Pass game.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm okay with Microsoft redoing all these games to get them current.
Microsoft's got guys who played Halo and now they're old, and so they're going to games like that because that's what they're playing. Yeah, I think it works for them.
Michelle, I really get the sense that Xbox is in the pole position right now.
Why?
I know you don't believe this, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Xbox is the console to beat right now because of Game Pass.
That's so stupid.
No, it's not
the console. They're not the console to beat. They might be the.
They're the whatever. They're the publisher.
Money in some way.
They're the whatever. They're the one to beat.
Who's saying that? The Xbox fans that you follow?
I'm seeing it all the time. I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm embedded.
What are you hearing?
I just know what's going on. I'm embedded.
I know what's going on too. In fact, I always win our predictions award show, and you have to buy me a game every year. So don't act like I'm not embedded.
You win it immediately, but never long term. I have the long term vision.
No, I win everything. I predict everything. Okay,
just like the AI.
Yeah. No, but I think, look, I've always said that I kind of think Microsoft's found the strategy that works for them right now, right? It is putting their games everywhere. It is putting them on Steam and PlayStation. the ones to beat?
They're the
Beat
ones.
what?
They're the ones to watch. I mean, honestly, like.
Oh, you think Sony's dead? That's right. I forgot.
I mean,
so
Sony
the
hasn't
only
released-
console where you can play GTA is dead because you can't play
When
GTA on
is
the
the
old
last
console
time
on an
Sony
old Xbox.
released a first-party title?
Astrobot just won Game of the Year that you loved.
Okay,
What do you
when's the
mean?
last time? No, it's been
I
over.
mean, I don't know.
The last game came out March of 2024. Last of Us Part 1 on PC.
Well, I
That's
don't
it.
even count PC. Just
That's
look at the console
last
stuff.
first-party title they've released.
Okay. Well, Microsoft's got Doom
That
coming
sounds
up.
like
It's
a
getting great
dead
reviews.
fucking studio.
I just think you're
Dead.
crazy, and
No, they're dead.
everybody
They're
is
dead as
going to
fuck.
get a new PlayStation.
No,
Everybody's going to
these
get
are
a place
dead.
to play
These are
Grand
dead
Theft Auto.
people. This is what dead people look like, right?
Look, John. So you are a Nintendo and
No,
an Xbox
these are.
fanboy.
This is what
okay?
dead people look
I'm
like.
a PC fan and also like a Sony
Well, you
sympathizer
think I'm
here
not a
because
PC fan? That's fucking
no,
stupid to even
it's
say.
stupid that you say Sony is dead when they're the only console worth owning for people.
By the way, the
in
AI is
living
totally
room.
wrong because Astrobot came out March 2025. Wait, that's not right. That was Is that true?
John, you're the one that played
What?
Astrobot. Okay, I have zero interest in that shit.
When
Sony's
did
not going anywhere. Sony is going to
They're
have
dead.
people playing Grand Theft
They're
Auto.
so done.
Every time you buy a game for your living room, you buy it on your PlayStation
Okay.
over your Xbox. The
Astrobot
show,
came
Harry
out
Potter.
May 30th, 2024. That's it. They're dead. They're done. They haven't done anything. We got
Yeah, you're
nothing
playing
from
the
them.
show, a first-party game from Sony.
What do you mean? That's on Xbox. It's everywhere. It's not a
But you're still
console
playing
exclusive.
it. Where did you buy it? Then why did you buy it on Sony? If they're so dead, why are you buying things for their console over your Xbox? What are you typing? I'm here.
I'm trying to find the dates of all this stuff because
Badger, stop asking for predictions. We already gave them.
It's
we'll be
this is
covering this today,
disgusting.
tomorrow.
This is disgusting. I'm disgusted by
disgusting?
Sony. I'm
Okay.
embarrassed to own the
Why?
PlayStation because
But
it's
then you keep buying
embarrassing.
games for it.
It's
What do you mean
embarrassing.
You're embarrassed.
It's
You keep buying
embarrassing.
games for your PlayStation. You just bought the show. You bought Harry Potter for it.
I'm
And again, there's
embarrassed by it.
Yeah, well, I'm embarrassed by consoles, period. Okay? Why do you think I get so much shit from our listeners? Oh, Michelle's always pooping on consoles and says you get a PC,
Yeah.
and I don't like it. But they let you say Sony's dead every week, and nobody says shit to you. Sony's dead.
There's
it's like
no
the most popular
fucking games.
console.
I pay attention. When do we got
They have
anything?
all the games. They have all the games you want.
Lego Horizon
They got
Adventures.
Xbox's games. You buy an Xbox, can you play Sony's games?
I
No.
can play as her, but as a Lego. I love this.
Yeah, but if you own an Xbox, you can't play the Sony games. If you own a Sony
I just
PlayStation,
wanna
it's
be
not
the
like a- you
Lego
own a Sony
version of
you can
her.
play the- All right.
That sounds fun.
All right, well, enjoy your Switch 2, which is the same thing as a Switch 1 and technology
no, it's
from 20
not.
years
It
ago.
has Jensen's juice all
Ghost
over
of
it. You don't
Yotai,
know
the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, is coming out.
No.
You gonna play that? Oh, that's right, because you don't play anything unless it involves a gun or platforming.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So you don't play RPGs or open world or single player games like that, so you don't care.
I do too.
You don't.
I have.
You don't. I'm just
Okay,
saying,
so-
you can't get
so
this excited
basically-
for the Switch and then say Sony's dead. Because talk about what games. When's the last time Nintendo's released something? When's the last time Nintendo has released something, John?
I just played Donkey Kong Country. Hello.
Oh, a game from fucking 40 years ago?
How about
wow,
fucking
Donkey Kong's
Mario
back.
and Luigi Brothership? The Bros. We had a whole
Isn't that another
bro episode
redone?
around that.
Isn't that another redone
no,
game?
that's a new game.
Oh, that's new. Okay.
Yeah, remember
And
we
what
did
was
a
that, a
whole
year
entire
ago?
episode.
We
no,
did.
it was like a couple months ago.
And how you playing Brothership a lot is
I love that game.
yeah,
Great
that's why
game.
you played it once. for the
Amazing.
show and never
first-
touched it
I
again.
know. No,
John,
that's not
you
true.
do not play games more than once other than Call of Duty.
That's not true. No, that's not true. I
Yeah,
play
I agree.
Indiana Jones
Switch
every
to
weekend.
baby games for babies.
Not baby games. I'm sorry.
He's gonna wet
Sony-
himself. He said it.
Sony just
You're gonna
showed
piss your
Sony-
pants like the baby
I'm
boy
gonna,
bitch.
There's
you're
gonna be
being
a
for the
tinkle
Switch.
coming out.
Tinkle.
Listen, I think Sony just needs to quit this shit because
okay,
they can't
give
compete.
me a break. That's the stupidest
What?
thing I've ever heard. I think Nintendo needs to get on board like Sony and Microsoft and put
No.
their games everywhere. That's what I think. Or I think Nintendo is going to die. That's my prediction for the next 10 years. All right, because these old men are aging out. Okay, and these little kids, these kids are fucking PCMR. Okay, so
Yeah.
Nintendo better get their shit together, John. Sony's going to be fine because they're the only console you're going to be able to play GTA on. You think it's going to run on that Xbox, that old ass Xbox? What do you think?
Phil's got a plan.
Where are you getting GTA, John? Where are you going to play GTA?
PC.
Were you going to wait 3 years?
I am going to wait.
No,
I'm not buying a PS5 Pro on principle. I don't want that stupid fucking
Well, you're
thing.
going to play it on your PlayStation or your Xbox then? We'll see. Like, it may not run very well. Maybe you'll play it on your Switch too, John. Maybe it's got technology. Upscale.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just a problem.
I'm disgusted by all this. To be honest.
Give me a break.
I'm just.
Why doesn't
I just have
I'm
so
the only
much.
one who ever gives Nintendo shit. Okay, and you're
I have
letting
so
this
much
guy, this Nintendo
PlayStation
fanboy, say
guilt.
that Sony's
I have
dead.
so much. I just.
You have a lot
What
of
a
guilt.
waste.
This all started when you were a kid. I know. We've already been through this. Your sister got the PlayStation. You didn't get the PlayStation. She took it to college. You had to get her hand-me-down. See, I grew up with the PS1 and 2. That was like the best game library ever at the time. So I don't have this
N64.
hate. No, I always hated N64. I was like, okay, I'm moving on from NES to Genesis to PlayStation. My PCs are here. And you just have this like childhood damage that you have not gotten over with the PlayStation. Like you couldn't own a PlayStation when you were young. Little Johnny didn't get it. Okay? Yeah, you need to get this out of your system so we can move
that
on.
young. Let's be honest here, but
whatever.
But
you were still a kid if you're under 20. You're a kid.
But I bought the N64.
Yep.
And then the PlayStation comes out, and all these games are a blockbuster, and I was salty. I was mad.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Well, we can all tell. Like this goes deep
I
here.
was mad. I'm like,
yeah.
What is this Metal Gear and Siphon Filter? I want to be this guy with the gun. Oh, I have to be Banjo.
The Sony guy was
I'll
cooler
be
than the
Banjo.
Nintendo guy. Because like the Nintendo guy's like a little boy, right?
I'll be
Sony guy had a
Banjo.
good jacket.
Oh,
you know?
but wait, GoldenEye. GoldenEye's here. Now I'm cool again. I got
Right.
guns. I'm James
So
Bond.
your sister was the
Turok.
cool one with the PlayStation while
I'm
you had
hunting
the
dinosaurs.
Nintendo. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister came back. I'm like, hey, can I take that?
She was popular. She was dating the quarterback. You know, like she had everything. Okay. And what did little Johnny get? He gets the old Nintendo stuff. And it's all coming out now.
Yeah.
We're dealing with it.
Well, Sony, listen, I've owned every Sony console except for the PlayStation 2.
Well, that's like the best one.
I know it is.
PS2 was like the best one, the best library. And I think you need to get one at some point. No, you need to go back and check some of the games you missed, maybe. Yeah, when we get John's sister on the show, she sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, she was the cool one. She sucked all. It's like twins, and it's like you're
Yeah.
Danny DeVito and she's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, because what did she do here to you? She damaged you. She took that PlayStation, and now
It was
we're
hers.
dealing with it.
It was never mine.
Well, your parents
No.
didn't get you one. Why? Like, what's going on here?
I think she bought it herself in college.
Oh my God, she was cool.
And then
We all
it came
wanted-
back with her. It came back it was in her dorm. It came back,
Yeah.
and then I took it. And then I had Siphon Filter, and then I installed Bleem on my computer to try to emulate the discs and try burning them, and that didn't work
Right.
out. Do you guys remember
Right.
Bleem?
I
That was a
remember
big
hearing
deal.
Yep. Well,
But I was
all right,
using
well,
her discs to try to get Bleem to work on my PC. You know, this is probably like late 90s. Anyway. All right.
I don't know.
What
I don't
else?
see any other news. I don't know what else to talk about. I want to watch this Nintendo event. I want to or get we got to figure out what we're doing. We may be doing it live tomorrow. Not live, sorry. We may be doing it on twitch.tv/John and Michelle tomorrow. We may be covering the event when I wake up and watching it together, John. Or we may just do a recap show that we're going to put out there for everyone. So check your feeds. And by the way, if you watch or listen to us rather on, is it Castbox and YouTube Music, you have to resubscribe to us. You can't, it probably won't import your feed because we swapped the feeds over. So do a search. If you're hearing this though, you already know. But yeah, and let us know if the show has not been available anywhere you usually get it. Because we did swap over to the Pickaxe Network.
We
by
changed
Yogscast.
all the back end on this show.
Yeah, and it's
so-
been a mess. It's 20 years like of old feeds and trying to get it all together and figure it all out. So let us know if you're having any issues or whatever. The Discord's probably the best place to do that. And I think that's it, John. I'm excited to talk talk about Nintendo tomorrow today.
Me too.
And hopefully you'll
I'm
wet
going to
yourself.
wet myself.
I can't wait. Wear a Depends diaper. I won't be able to sleep tonight, Jedi. You're right. I am so excited. All right, I've got snacks ready. I've got ice cream. I've got my Mario onesie. I don't know what else John's got. I got fluffy Luigi socks, okay, that are just adorable. I have Hello Kitty.
We're going to have mimosas and Bloody Marys tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't think so. But yeah, so check out that Nintendo stuff. And if you
Some
want to find
Monty with orange juice, that'll be nice and light and crisp early in the morning.
Of course. Yeah. I can't wait to talk about this.
Austie.
You know, people are so upset I'm not doing this live, by the way, because they're like, Michelle, you would be so angry at 6 a.m. and you would be yelling at John.
Duh. You think I didn't realize this immediately, which is why I kept pushing it?
I know.
I
why
saw
do people
gold,
want
Michelle.
me to be angry all the time, guys?
I saw
you
gold.
Should want me to be happy. Why does everybody listening want me to be angry? Yes, let's make Michelle angry. And John's going to make her so angry at 6 a.m. I can't wait for this. Let's do it. But no, we will recap it. I am actually curious, but not excited, to be honest. There's nothing Nintendo could do, right, that would really get me to wet the bed like what's happening tonight.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of just...
Oh, wait, we've got some late news here from Jobber. As of 2025, the PS5 is 57% of the console market share. Switch is 29%, and Xbox is 13%.
That's...
Seems like the
I can't confirm
PlayStation
that.
there is winning. They're winners. Big winners. And so find us during the week at videogameoutsiders.com. Join that Discord, win Khazan from CD Keys in our Discord. Get weekly bonus shows, the entire back catalog of 20 years, and ad-free VGO if you want to support us in Discord or on our app. I think that's it.
That's right. All right, guys, listen, thanks for subbing, listening, all that shit. We'll see you very soon. Video Game Outsiders Review out.
From the storm, the cruelest lies are waiting on the shore. Maybe we made things too complicated. All the needless drama we created. I will hang on to you. I will hang on to you. Time, half asleep. When will you turn your light on to me? All this time we hide and seek. Where there should be two, there still are three. Speak, the writing's on the wall. God damn, why am I here at all? We've been going